Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today I'm coming to you. I'm going to do a new shadow box layout, and I'm going to do this one of my great-great-grandfather. He was a Civil War veteran, and so this is going to be a more patriotic type layout, and it is going to include some copies of some items that I have from that era. They are not the originals. But they are copies of originals. So I want to throw those in there. Now I chose, oops, sorry about that, this paper here, and it is a Reminisce, and it's Old Glory. It is, let's see if it got a number. Yeah, it just says Old Glory 0G004. I don't know if it's but yeah, it's a Reminisce Old Glory. And so it's kind of a vintagey looking flag, and I thought that would be good for this layout. So what I did was I got my Cricut and I used one of the pages, and I cut out some flowers with my Cricut, and then I also used some red, white, and blue, just I'm going to say it's probably about 80-pound cardstock, to cut out some of the same flowers. And then I think that's about it. I have a bunch of extra, but these are the ones I threw together. I have some off to the side here that are not glued together that I might piece in. So we will get started on this. I got my glue gun plugged in. So, and then I also have some small white flowers. Let me see if I can, the ones I typically use to help fill in. I got some red of those, and I don't know if I have any navy colored ones. Let me see if I've got navy ones, because sometimes I like to use those as fillers as well. I do have white, I have red. I probably got everything but navy. I got gold, silver, brown, tan, green, yellow, pink, peach. Yeah, I'm not seeing any navy, so we will not use those then, I don't think, unless we just use red and white ones. But so this is just a copy of his original enlistment that he did on the 29th of August, 1864. He enlisted for the term of 1 year, and he did stay in until the end of the war, and fought in several big battles. And here's just, and I tore it off because I don't need the whole thing. So this is just one of his papers that stated which company that he was in. He was in Company I of the 17th Michigan Infantry. And this is just a piece of a letter he had written home. And I don't need the whole thing because I just wanted to get like a touch of these things in there. So, and then this is him. This is Alvin Henry Stilson, my great-great-grandfather. And I got a little piece of this stretchy, like, it's for boxy material. That's all. And a little piece of burlap. So we'll go ahead and kind of throw some of this together here. I did cut the strip off of this piece. And then this was just some scrap patriotic papers that I had. I got it wet, crumpled it up, and then kind of flattened it just to kind of age it a little bit. So we're going to use that too. So we can go ahead and get started on that. So hopefully everything will go good. There we go. I did kind of take a picture of the layout I wanted to have, so it should go together fairly quickly. And I'm going to hang this off to the edges here because I'm going to just trim it off when I'm done. So just kind of hang it off the edges. It's going to get mostly covered up, but I like the idea of having different textures, different elements. And this is for a man, so it doesn't have to be well, it doesn't have to, I don't want it to be feminine looking, so. But, yeah, I had several family members who fought in the Civil War, along with many other wars that we've had. So, I'm going to, and then this will hang in my scrapbooking room here. I've got a shadow box I'm going to put it in. So, and one of my many shadow boxes that I change stuff out. So, it'll go in there for a while. And I just joined it's a group that's been in existence for quite a while. And it's called Daughters of the Union Veterans of the Civil War. So I just joined that group a while back. In fact, last month, just this month, I went to my first meeting and stuff. So something I've been wanting to do for a while, and finally just did it. Got my information all together and turned it in and became a member. So, and with that, you have to prove your lineage back that you do have a member that was a direct descendant in the Civil War. So I was able to do that. So if you like working with documents and things like that, I've been doing genealogy for years and years. And since I was probably around 19 years old, shortly after my father passed away, I started doing genealogy. And I've just been working on it for many, many years, let's say, without giving my age away. Oh, I want this. Put that under there. I guess it doesn't matter. I think I kind of want that one like that. And then the letter, I do want that under there, so I'm going to lift this up. So I want the letter tucked underneath there. I want to be able to see the date and stuff. So yeah. So I throw this together for him so I get that hung up, and while it's fresh on my mind, you know. There we go. Got some curl up some edges here. Yeah, it's going to get covered up there. Okay. I kind of like curling up the edges because then it looks like it's kind of aged more. And I did smudge all of these documents with the Tim Holtz Distress ink. And this is walnut stain. I think I used some of the linen one too. Antique linen or whatever it is too. So just to give it that aged look. Otherwise it's just printer paper. It's not cardstock or anything. So, and then I want this raised up. Let me see here. I've got my glue gun going so we can get some hot glue on there. I just like the different textures. So let me get a little hot glue here. Put that right on there just to help hold that down some. There we go. Like that. And sorry I haven't been doing much on my site. I really have been busy with my genealogy and just kind of taking a break from the videos for a little bit. I have been putzing in my craft room, but just mainly been working on my genealogy, trying to get some paperwork turned in for for the membership. And so he's my first one that got me into the membership. And then I have another great-great-grandfather that I just turned in. He was just approved. I was just approved for him too. So, and I have been putting together a great-great-great-grandfather's paperwork who was also in the Civil War. So working on his to get his together. So, and I'm just waiting for a death certificate for that, and then that one may be ready to turn in. So the death certificate is ordered. So I haven't heard that they couldn't find it, so I'm assuming they will be able to. But so that's the thing too. You got these. Every time you order a death certificate or birth certificate or anything, then you have all those extra nice costs. But that's all right. Once I have it, and I can use it for other things too. So I have many birth certificates, death certificates, marriage licenses. But like I said, I've been doing it for years, and I find it fascinating. Now my cousin Loie, on the other hand, she thinks I'm crazy. She's like, I don't know why you bother doing all that. And I just giggle at her. So it's just not her thing. It's my thing. But I make her listen to it anyway. And she'll be watching this, by the way. So hi, Loie. I love you. So now we're up to the point where I can start adding my flowers. Now, like I said, I cut these out on my Cricut. And I just cut them in 3 different sizes. I just put a whole sheet in, and I just cut a whole sheet of the 3 different size flowers. And then I ran them through the Heartfelt Creations. I'd use the 3D Blossom Shaping Mold and the 3D Floral Basic Shaping Mold. I just kind of mixed them up. So I found for these, which one did I like better? I think I liked the 3D Blossom Shaping Mold better because it created more crunchy looking, more shape in the flower actually. So I glued these in. I've got some gems on it. My gems are just from Hobby Lobby. They're in the jewelry department. This one says it's $11.99, but this, I've had this for years, so I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I've been literally using that for years. So let's go ahead and get some of those flowers glued on, and this project will be done as soon as I can find my pin for my glue that I just lost. Goodness gracious. Oh, there it is. I tell you. And I thought about this pretty red fabric here. It's just this ribbon. I'm not sure. I kind of like that though. Brings another texture in. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to glue that down, and I will use hot glue for that too. I think I'm going to use that because just a small amount of hot glue. And I did check my paper size before I started building this, because sometimes your shadow boxes are different sizes. So if you just could think, okay, it's 12 by 12, but sometimes then you get your product finished, and then it's just a little too big for the shadow box. So I always try to remember to double check my paper before I add anything to it, because if you try to get it in a trimmer, sometimes it's all bulked up with your elements, and then it makes it hard to get in a trimmer. So Okay, we'll trim that off by hand. So I did do that prior to, just so I knew that I didn't have to worry about it not fitting, because I've done that with some of them, with some of the shadow boxes. So, and what I do is I put, and I'll show you before we close out how I keep that to stay up in the shadow box. Let me see here. Let's cut this off here. There we go. Get that out of the way. Okay. I just like, and I did have this burlap star here, and I should have just left it burlap, but I thought, oh, I'll just get some white, red, blue, and then I didn't like it. So I guess I could have used this. Well, this is kind of the glue side, but I did have that burlap star I was thinking about using, but that's okay. We still got the textural element in there with the other burlap. So I'm going to start with a couple bigger flowers and just decide how I want them in here. A couple of those. Okay. I'm just going to get one down here to get it started, like so. And how do we want that one? Maybe underneath there, like that. Like I said, I have just some little ones here. Like that. And I think I'm going to work off both of these corners here. And we'll bring, oops, I think I want the picture under there. There we go. We're going to bring this one curving up. I got a glue string on there, and that's driving me crazy. Okay. Bring one up and one down. Okay. Yeah. Let me turn on my light here and see if that gives you better lighting. My craft room is usually quite bright because I got a window that faces south, and I also got a window that faces from the west side. So when it starts moving around, I usually don't have too much trouble with light. Okay. I think these little ones turned out so cute. Oops. Let's put this one here. Because I've got that one. I got a blue and white one right there, so I should put a red and white one here. Over on this side here. So yeah, these things fall together pretty easily, and I don't have too much. I mean, the worst, not the worst thing, the more time-consuming thing is deciding what you want to do. And the flowers took me actually the longest, you know, because I kind of had an idea of what I actually wanted to put in there. So that wasn't any trouble. So it was just the fact of getting them all through that machine. because it'll only hold so many. And so to get them going through there was the most time consuming. But Lori was here visiting, and we were kind of messing around. She was playing with her stamps, and I was kind of messing around with this, so we just enjoyed our visit. And got a little bit done, and then I just finished it up this morning, just kind of deciding what else I wanted to put in there. So I have a couple other kind of want to keep this, yeah, like that. Videos with shadow boxes with other family members in it, and my grandparents, great-grandparents. So I like those vintagey looking ones in my room. So right here, let me see. Maybe a couple more little ones here. Oh, that one doesn't have a gem on it. I can add one to that though. I'm just trying. I told her, I said, whatever I don't use, I can use for 4th of July or for another one. I don't have another picture of the one great-grandfather that I just got approved of. But I do have a picture of his headstone, which is a military headstone. So I could use that, but I'm not sure. I don't have room on my walls in the craft rooms, but I will do something. So once I get I'm hoping to get some type of certificate or something that I can, and they are available, but I just have to, I want to wait to order them so I can get them all shipped at the same time and save on shipping costs. But so let me get a gem out here. The blue one. And so I will wait until I have all of them turned in and see who's approved and who's not approved. They should all be approved that I got coming up, because, but if they don't feel the proof is enough, then I won't get it, but I shouldn't have any problems. So shouldn't have any problems, but each one takes time to get it together. Like I said, you got to get the documentation, so I had to start with myself and go all the way back those generations. Okay, let's I'm gonna tip this upside down and trim this off here like that. Get rid of that extra paper. Like I said, there's not too much to this. The flowers took me the longest, but you could use pre-made flowers. You don't have to make your own flowers. I just like making my own flowers. I do have tons that are pre-made, but I'm trying to use those up and not purchase any more pre-made ones, because I want to just create my own, because I have so many materials here to do that. So I would prefer to do that and then just make my own flowers, because then I can coordinate them with my paper. So this is the shadow box I'm going to be using. So this is actually my grandfather and my aunt, who was their first child, and then that is my grandmother. So this is the shadow box I created for that picture. And this is like one of my favorites with the bees. And it says, "To see heaven in a wildflower is to hold infinity in the palm of your hand," by William Blake. So this is one of my favorites. So I'm going to be taking that out. And so this shadow box just does open on a hinge. And so I'm going to remove this one. And as you can see in there, I don't know if you can see on the back of this too, I've got little Velcro. And then also in here, I've got the little Velcro circles. Now those I get, Hobby Lobby carries them in the sewing department. And I don't know if I've got the, let's see here if it's in the original package. Yeah, it is. So it's, oh, no. Let's see, is that the one? No, those are the big ones. Here we go. So I don't have the original package, but I can show you. It's these little tiny ones. And it just says Velcro. And like I said, at Hobby Lobby, they are in the sewing department, along with all your your little scissors and tape measures and rulers and all that kind of stuff, needles and things like that. On that wall is where they keep theirs. So what I do is I have there's 6 of them set. And one of my shadow boxes, I use actually 8. I put one here and one here, but I haven't had any trouble. So I'm just going to keep doing it. So I will pull off that and I'll put it on upside down with my sticky side facing up on each one of these other Velcros. So and it doesn't matter which way you put it. Mine are just the fuzzy ones face up, but it really doesn't matter. You can do it either way. It's still going to work. But whatever way you do it, then that's the system you stick with. So no matter what layout, which shadow box I use, or which layout I put in, they all will line up because I've got them all the same. So like if I've already got a picture that I wanted to sit in here, so then I would put it on the back of the picture that already has the dots on it, and then I can line that up and create the same position for my new ones, so that no matter which shadow box I put my page in, they all will fit the same. And I just give them a good press so that the dots stay there. And that is it. This layout is done. So now I will hang that back on my wall, and I'll enjoy that. I'll enjoy looking at that. So just a reminder of what some of my ancestors had to do to help the country. Actually, many of them have done to help the country. I've had members of my family fought in just about every war there has been. So right from before the Revolution, they were in the King's War, and so yeah. So lots of fun information, and if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and start with your nearest family members, your parents or whatever, and get those stories now, because once they're gone, you can't get those stories anymore. And you can never start too young, just asking questions and gathering those memories. If nothing else, if you don't write it down or record it, you still have asked, and you have that memory in your head. There was many things that I did not know, and my Loie's mother was the last aunt alive for many, many years, and so I would quite often visit her, and she would answer the questions I had the best she could, So If it's something you're interested in, then start asking those questions of your family members now before they're gone. So I love you all. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe give a shadow box layout a try of whatever kind you want. I have many, and if you're interested in those, go ahead and look at my shadow box tutorials. And as always, I wish you and your family many, many blessings. And until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.